Hello everyone. It's great to see you again in today's video. While the whole family was still asleep, Tu Tien woke up very early to prepare breakfast for the whole family. In the warm kitchen lit up by the light and the rhythmic clanging of pots and pans, Tu Tien was carefully seasoning the food to taste. The heat from the gas stove made her hair stick to her cheeks, but her face still radiated gentleness and care. Tu Tien was cooking when Jack's mother had just woken up and came down. She saw Tu Tien in the kitchen and asked her why she woke up so early. Tu Tien immediately replied that she woke up early today to cook breakfast for everyone and then she wanted to go to the farm. She asked her if she wanted to have breakfast so she could make her a bowl of noodles. Jack's mother replied that she only wanted milk this morning. Hearing that, Tu Tien immediately went to get milk to make her a cup of hot milk. While taking out the milk to make it, Tu Tien talked to Jack's mother. She asked her if she planned to go anywhere this morning. Tu Tien immediately replied that she wanted to go to the farm to watch the cleaning with her father-in-law. Tu Tien took the cup of milk to the water dispenser, poured hot water into the cup, and gently stirred the milk to make it evenly cooked. She carefully brought the cup of milk out to offer Jack's mother. She told her the milk was still hot. Please wait for it to cool down a bit before drinking. Tu Tien's caring and filial piety made Jack's mother feel very pleased and loved her. Making milk for Jack's mother, Tu Tien went into the kitchen and took out a bowl of noodles that she had prepared for Jack in advance. She skillfully scooped spoonfuls of the hot and delicious broth that she had gotten up early to prepare into the bowl of noodles and brought it to the table to wait for Jack to wake up and eat. Tu Tien carefully covered the bowl of noodles with a plate to keep it hot for a long time and to prevent insects from flying in. Everything was neat and delicate, just like her personality. After preparing everything, Tu Tien told Jack's mother that when Jack wakes up, tell him to eat breakfast. The food she had prepared for him was on the table. After saying that, she also asked Jack's mother's permission to go into the farm early. Jack's mother smiled at the gentle and careful girl and nodded, telling her to go do her work. Before leaving, Tu Tien still turned back to look at the dining table. A warm feeling rose in her heart, hoping that Jack would enjoy his meal and understand her feelings. At this time, Jack was also sitting in the room working when he suddenly remembered that today was Tu Tien's birthday. Jack sat quietly in front of his desk. The light reflecting on his glasses made his eyes even deeper. Thinking for a while, Jack took out two small red boxes. In his hand, he carefully held the small square red gift box, the silver bow sparkling like the secret happiness in his heart. This would be the gift he would give to Tu Tien on her birthday. His every gesture was slow and careful, as if afraid of wrinkling the perfection of the gift. Next to it was a small heart-shaped box. When Jack opened the lid, the golden light of the pair of rings flashed, symbolizing his promise and love for Tu Tien. This was the pair of engagement rings that Jack had kept with him for a long time. He only hoped that one day Tu Tien would agree to his proposal, and he could put this ring on Tu Tien's hand. A slight smile appeared on Jack's lips, both nervous and warm. In his mind appeared the moment she received this gift. Thinking of this, Jack felt very happy, and he suddenly had an idea that today he would organize a very meaningful and happy birthday for Tu Tien. Jack was thinking about how to celebrate Tu Tien's birthday when his mother knocked on the door and came in. She called him to wake up, eat breakfast, and get ready for work. She told Jack that Tu Tien had gotten up very early to cook breakfast for him. Hearing her say that, Jack felt very happy. He asked his mother if Tu Tien was still at home. She replied that after cooking and preparing breakfast for him, Tu Tien had also gone to the farm early to clean up. She told her son that she had to go out with Uncle Dung today. She told him to remember to eat breakfast and go to work. After giving her son instructions, she turned around and went out. Seeing his mother go out, Jack also stood up and followed her. Then he called his mother back to the table to drink water and sit down to talk to him for a while because he had something to discuss with her. Jack sat down next to his mother and asked her to come home early when she was going out. Hearing her son say that, she felt confused. She immediately asked why he told her to come home early. Jack smiled and answered his mother because today was Tu Tien's birthday. So he would stay home to prepare food and he wanted to organize a surprise birthday party for Tu Tien. Hearing her son say that today was Tu Tien's birthday, she smiled brightly and said if so, today, Mom. If she had an appointment with Uncle Dung, she would stay home to help cook with her son. Jack just smiled and told his mother to go with her friend. As long as she arranged to come home early, she would also invite Uncle Dung, her mother's friend, to come home to eat dinner. On Tu Tien's birthday, she wanted to do everything herself. Then it would be meaningful. Seeing her son being affectionate and caring for others, she felt very happy and proud. After talking with Jack, she stood up and went out to get a bouquet of lotus flowers that she had bought that morning and gave them to her son. She told Jack to stay home and arrange the flowers to decorate Tu Tien's birthday to make it more romantic. Then she also went upstairs to prepare things and leave early. Jack held the bouquet of flowers that his mother bought and looked at it with interest. Then he also brought the bouquet of flowers to the kitchen. When Jack sat down at the dining table, he couldn't help but smile happily when he saw the hot bowl of noodles that the girl he loved, Tu Tien, had woken up early to prepare for him. Jack gently picked up his chopsticks, stirred lightly, and then enjoyed each strand of noodles. The gentle aroma of the broth spread throughout the kitchen, making him feel warm and grateful. Jack's eyes lit up with joy, as if each spoonful of noodles contained Tu Tien's love and gentle care. That familiar and sincere flavor made him eat the noodles deliciously. Tu Tien walked gracefully along the small path shaded by green trees. With banana clumps and bushes on both sides, the air was fresh and cool. She leisurely walked into the farm, gently lifting the dense leaves, her eyes following each familiar corner. Arriving in front of the bamboo house, Tu Tien stopped, gently brushed off the dust on the wall, opened the door and looked for her father-in-law but couldn't find him. Only the little cats were playing at her feet. Tu Tien sat down in front of the door to play with the little cats. She stroked the cats gently and affectionately. It seemed the cats also liked being stroked by her. They kept curling around her feet. Tu Tien picked up a cat and hugged it to her chest, petting it while waiting for her father-in-law to come home. Sitting and waiting for a long time without seeing her father-in-law come back, Tu Tien put the cat down, got up, went out to the yard and started cleaning up the surroundings. She took a knife and went out to the garden to collect and used that knife to cut the dry branches, then arranged them neatly in one place. Each hand stroke was steady, light, but decisive, along with the smell of moist soil and the faint scent of grass, making the space more peaceful. When moving to the end of the garden, Tu Tien suddenly saw the bunch of bananas behind the house was ripe, so heavy that the tree trunk bent down and leaned to one side. She smiled, picked up the knife and approached the bunch of ripe bananas. Tu Tien looked up, then gently pushed the leaves aside, raised the knife and chopped firmly at the base of the tree. The sharp cuts resounded in the middle of the cool green garden. A crack sound rang out. The banana tree trunk fell down. The big bunch of bananas swayed and slowly fell into her hand. Tu Tien carefully supported the bunch of bananas, cut it off the tree and used all her strength to carry the big bunch of bananas into the house. Looking at the bunch of bananas, each one was plump and delicious. When Tu Tien was carrying the bunch of bananas into the porch, her father-in-law also came home at the same time. She asked her father-in-law where he had just come back from. He said he had just gone up the hill to catch some mountain snails. He had a small bag in his hand and had just put it down. Tu Tien was curious if her father-in-law had caught many snails. She opened the bag to take a look and saw that her father-in-law had caught quite a lot of snails. He immediately told Tu Tien to take these snails along with some bamboo shoots he had picked the day before to sell at the market to see if he could earn some extra money. Tu Tien smiled and said that today she wanted to come here to help her father clean up the farm and had no intention of going to the market. but seeing that he had caught so many mountain snails and if he didn't sell them, they would die. So she would take these snails to sell first. Hearing that, her father-in-law nodded in agreement and told her to go to the market to sell them while he stayed home to gradually clean up the farm. Tu Tien took the snail bag to the tap to clean it. She carefully washed it over and over again with water to let the snails release all the mud in their mouths. Her father-in-law also did not want to sit still. He went to the back garden to pick a few handfuls of vegetables for Tu Tien to take to the market to sell. The fresh green vegetables were all carefully picked by him. The mountain snail dish cooked with this vegetable was very delicious. After picking the vegetables, he brought them in and gave them to Tu Tien to arrange in a basket to take to the market to sell. Tu Tien sat on the porch of her house and started to arrange the things into a bamboo basket. She took the pot of bamboo shoots that her father-in-law had just picked and he had pre-processed them, put them all in the basket to prepare to take to the market to sell. While Tu Tien was packing, her father-in-law went into the house and changed into a new shirt. Then he came out and showed it off to Tu Tien. He complimented that the shirt she bought for him fit well and looked very nice. She smiled and said that one day she would buy him a few more sets to change into. After arranging everything, Tu Tien took a small bamboo basket that her father-in-law gave her to put the snails and things on it when she went to the market. After preparing everything, she said goodbye to her father-in-law so that she could bring these things to the market to sell early. He also told her to be careful on the road and quickly sell all the things so that she could come back early. Tu Tien carefully put the bamboo basket on her back. A big smile appeared on her face. She said goodbye to her father-in-law and strode away. When she reached the gate, she turned back to look at the small house where her father-in-law was standing one more time. In no time, Tu Tien's nimble feet had reached the market. She strode along the path leading into the market, looking for a place where she could sit and sell her wares. She finally found a suitable place to sit and quickly took out the items in the bamboo basket to display for sale. Because she knew that the snails needed to be sold quickly while they were still fresh, she also carefully arranged the bamboo shoots in a neat and beautiful row next to the green vegetables that her father-in-law had just picked, the mountain snails, the bamboo shoots, all of which were delicious dishes given by the mountains and forests. After displaying everything, Tu Tien began to sit and invite the first customers to come and buy her wares. Just a few minutes after Tu Tien put out her goods for sale, someone stopped by to buy her goods. The woman sat there choosing delicious bamboo shoots and asked Tu Tien where she picked the bamboo shoots that were so delicious. Tu Tien quickly replied that the snails and bamboo shoots were picked and brought back by her father who had gone into the forest for her to sell at the market. More and more people started to stop by Tu Tien's stall. Everyone was eager to choose and buy the delicious food from the mountains that she brought to the market. On the basket were bundles of fresh and crispy bamboo shoots, next to a basket of plump mountain snails, specialties of the mountains and forests that everyone loved. Especially the mountain snails, a rare specialty that made everyone passing by stop. The sound of people calling each other to buy, the sound of praise rang out endlessly. The sound of laughter, people buying and asking made Tu Tien's market corner more bustling than ever. Tu Tien smiled as she sold, her hands deftly weighing, measuring, and packing the goods for customers. Her heart was filled with joy because her hometown products were warmly welcomed by everyone. Because people loved those mountain products, Tu Tien quickly sold all the snails and bamboo shoots, leaving only a few vegetables. She put the remaining vegetables in a bag, put them in a bamboo basket, and started packing up to leave. At this time, Jack's mother and Uncle Dung were going out. Sitting in the car, she talked to Uncle Dung about Tu Tien's birthday today. Jack was at home preparing to celebrate her birthday. She also wanted to buy Tu Tien a gift. While talking, Jack's mother discovered a person walking on the other side of the road who looked very similar to Tu Tien. She immediately told Uncle Dung to go closer to see if it was true. Tu Tien was happily walking on the road when she saw a car approaching her from behind. Tu Tien stopped to look and smiled when she knew that it was Jack's mother and Uncle Dung's car. Jack's mother got out of the car and asked Tu Tien that she thought she said she was going to the farm to clean up. Tu Tien replied that this morning when she went to the farm, her father-in-law caught some mountain snails and broke some bamboo shoots, and he told her to take them to the market to sell. Jack's mother asked her if she had sold all her stuff yet. She happily said that everyone at the market really liked to eat fresh food caught in the mountains, and in just a moment she had sold everything. Jack's mother immediately told Tu Tien to get in the car. She said, "You have sold all your stuff at the market. Now get in the car so Uncle Dung can take you home." After saying that, she opened the car door and told her to put all her stuff in the car and get in together to go home. Tu Tien sat in the car a little shyly, saying that her body and stuff were very dirty, and she was afraid that she would dirty Uncle Dung's car. Hearing her say that, Uncle Dung smiled and said, "It's okay. Just sit there and let me take you." Jack's mother told Tu Tien to sit there and rest assured. "Uncle Dung will take us to a place and then we can go home." After listening, Tu Tien was a bit curious as to where he told her to go, but she still smiled and agreed to go with him. Jack was at home in the small kitchen preparing delicious dishes, his face beaming with joy as he thought about the surprise birthday party for Tu Tien. In every movement, he put all his love and care into it, from choosing ingredients, seasoning to decorating each dish. The aroma of the food spread throughout the room, mixed with the bustling sounds of cooking, making the atmosphere warmer. Each dish, to Jack, was not only a taste, but also a sincere expression he wanted to dedicate to her on this special day. Jack carefully arranged each dish on the table. His eyes were attentive and passionate. The salad plate was skillfully arranged into a fresh flower shape. The grilled meat was drizzled with a smooth, shiny sauce, giving off an attractive aroma. He gently wiped the edge of the plate clean, adjusted the tablecloth to be flat, and then placed the sparkling glasses in a balanced position. Every small detail, from the way the napkin was folded to the way it was arranged, was meticulously taken care of by him. Jack smiled, imagining Tu Tien's surprise when she walked in and saw the sparkling banquet table. Looking at the gradually completed banquet table, Jack smiled with satisfaction. Everything exuded the sophistication and sincere feelings he had for Tu Tien. Jack took out a blue ceramic vase, washed it, then gently placed it on the dining table and started arranging flowers. Under the warm light of the kitchen, Jack meticulously arranged each lotus flower in the blue ceramic vase in the middle of the dining table. His hands skillfully adjusted each flower branch, cutting the length to harmonize with the overall layout. He chose lotus flowers that had just bloomed. The petals were still shy, then carefully trimmed off the excess leaves. Each lotus flower, with its gentle pink color and pure scent, seemed to be cherished by him with all his care and affection. The pink lotus petals gradually bloomed in the vase, giving off a gentle scent that made the space airy and warm. Jack wanted Tu Tien's birthday party table to not only be beautiful, but also filled with emotions, a truly cozy space, where every small detail expressed his heart for the person he loved. Looking at the finished vase, Jack smiled slightly, satisfied that he had put not only his ingenuity into it, but also his heart and affection for Tu Tien. When everything was ready, Jack took off his apron and prepared to go out to get the cake and Tu Tien's birthday gift that he had ordered in advance. Tu Tien was taken by Jack's mother and Uncle Dung to a big clothing store in town. Jack's mother held Tu Tien's hand and pulled her into the clothing store. Her eyes were filled with joy and affection as she said that today she wanted to buy Tu Tien a few dresses to wear. So she looked around to see which one she liked and she would buy it for her. Tu Tien stood close by, a shy smile clearly visible on her face. Jack's mother looked and chose each shirt and dress, then tried them on Tu Tien, her mouth constantly praising her for looking beautiful in everything. Every time Jack's mother brought up a shirt or dress to try on, Tu Tien would wave her hands slightly, whispering that it was not necessary, but her eyes were full of love, making it impossible for her to refuse. Tu Tien could only smile shyly, her cheeks slightly blushing because she was not used to having others buy her clothes. Jack's mother carefully chose, occasionally asking, "Do you like this color? Or this one suits you very well," making the atmosphere in the store filled with warmth and friendly laughter. Seeing Jack's mother happily choosing each item, Tu Tien was both touched and felt warm in her heart, as if she was being cared for by her biological mother, making her feel happy and a little confused. Jack's mother picked a dress she liked. She gave it to Tu Tien and told her to go in and try it on and then come out here for her to see. Tu Tien was a bit shy, her face showing obvious embarrassment as she went into the dressing room. Tu Tien changed into her new clothes and came out. Jack's mother just looked at her and felt very satisfied. She said Tu Tien looked very beautiful in this dress. Tu Tien whispered to her grandmother, "I've never worn a dress like this before, so I feel unfamiliar." Jack's mother immediately said, "So today, I have to wear this dress even more so that Jack can see how beautiful I am." She told Tu Tien to just wear this new dress and go home without changing it. Now she will take her to the counter to pay. After saying that, she and Uncle Dung went to the counter to pay. Tu Tien was still a bit shy and told her grandmother, "Okay, I won't take this dress." But her grandmother refused to listen. She told her that she had already paid for this dress, so she couldn't refuse anymore. Now she would go home to see if Jack was surprised to see Tu Tien's change. Jack also quickly went to the cake shop to get the cake that he had ordered since morning. In his arms he held a lovely teddy bear that he would give to Tu Tien. Next to it was a cake that was beautifully decorated by the baker. Jack paid for the cake and the teddy bear and then quickly went home to decorate the party table. In the small wooden house, mother-in-law Tu Tien was restless. She kept going in and out waiting for her son to come back. She kept muttering that this guy Chien gave him money to go get information, but he never came back. She didn't know if he went to work or if he took the money out to play. After waiting for a long time, her son finally came back. She immediately called him to sit down at the table and asked her where she told him to go to investigate and why he was gone for so long. He immediately answered his mother that it took a long time to find her friend's house. But now she was old and senile and couldn't remember anything. She only gave him a jade ring saying it was a keepsake of Tu Tien when he was young. Hearing her son say that, she felt a bit disappointed. She told him to take out the ring and show her. He immediately took out the ring from his pocket and gave it to his mother. She took the ring and looked at it and said this must be worth holding. Tu Tien's biological parents must have been rich to have such a valuable ring. She asked if he could get any more information besides the ring. He replied that she was old and couldn't remember anything, so he couldn't ask anything more. His mother expressed disappointment and asked him if he had found the right house or if he had brought money to go out and then lied to her. He confirmed to his mother that he had found the right address she gave him and that the money she gave him was to buy a phone so they could keep in touch. She sat there looking at the ring and thinking. Then she told her son to give her the new phone and she would find a way. She took the phone her son gave her and dialed Jack's number. She talked about Tu Tien's parents. She said that last time she had information and wanted to meet him to discuss it. Then the two of them agreed on a meeting place and she hung up. Her son sat next to her, listening to his mother talk, looking worried, asking her if with this ring he could trick Jack into believing her money. She said to rest assured that she had a way to trick Jack into believing her. After saying that, the mother and son stood up and walked to the meeting place to meet Jack. Hearing that Tu Tien's mother-in-law had information about Tu Tien's birth parents, Jack quickly went to the meeting place, which was a small tea shop on the side of the road. He went inside and waited for her to come and talk. The mother and son were also on their way. As they walked, she told her son to wait far away and be careful lest Jack discover him and ruin everything. He replied, "Don't worry, Mom. I'll stand outside and watch. If anything happens to you, I'll be here to help you." She pointed to her son and told him to stay here and watch while she went inside to work with Jack. He listened to his mother and stood far away and watched. Tu Tien's mother-in-law slowly walked into the cafe. Jack was also sitting and waiting for her. As soon as she sat down, she asked Jack to buy her a bottle of water to quench her thirst. Jack immediately ordered a bottle of water for her and she drank it deliciously. After she finished drinking, Jack asked about information about Tu Tien's parents. He said that since the last time they met, she had not called him back, thinking that she had lied to him. She replied to Jack, seeming annoyed, "I still have to help you find out everything. Only when I have accurate information can I call you." Seeing her say that, Jack did not want to say much. He asked straight to the point about Tu Tien's parents' information. She said, "I have the information here and even a token," but she wanted Jack to be like that before she would give it to me. Jack seemed very impatient when he saw her beating around the bush trying to come up with some scheme. He said, "You have to bring out the evidence so that I can see it and believe you." She immediately took out a jade ring and showed it to Jack. She said that this was the ring that Tu Tien used to wear around her neck. If she had this ring, she would find her parents. Jack wanted to take the label to see it, but she refused to let him see it. She said that if he wanted to hold and see the ring, he had to give her some more money. Then she would let him see this ring. Understanding her plot and purpose, which was that she only wanted to cheat him of his money, Jack immediately said that today she called me here just to show me this ring, or was there any other information? She replied that she only had this ring. If she had this, she would find Tu Tien's parents. Jack listened and understood her plot. He said that if she only had this ring, she could not prove anything, so he would not give her money, and the money she gave her last time was still more than enough for her to spend. Seeing that this time Jack would have a hard time fooling her, she tried to explain to make Jack give her the money. While she was not paying attention, Jack took out his phone and secretly took a picture of the ring on her hand so he could go home and find out more. After taking the picture, Jack told her that he was busy now and would not sit and talk to her anymore. When she had complete and accurate information, the two of them would continue talking. After saying that, he stood up to pay the water bill, leaving her sitting alone, thinking. Tu Tien's ex-husband was also hiding behind Jack's car to listen to the two of them talk. When he saw Jack go to the car, he quickly hid because he was afraid that Jack would discover him. Jack's car had just left when he rushed in to ask his mother if he had been able to cheat Jack out of any more money. She said that Jack had become smart this time and couldn't get any money out of him. Hearing that, he was disappointed and said, "There's only a ring, but you're asking to cheat Jack out of money." She was angry and shouted at everyone because you've been gone for so many days and only have the ring and no other information. It's really useless and ruined everything she did. After saying that, she yelled at her son to go home. When Jack got home, he quickly brought the cake and the teddy bear to the kitchen. He put everything on the chair and sat looking at the teddy bear. Jack took out a small gift box from his pocket, which was a necklace. He hung it on the bow of the bear. He wanted Tu Tien to be surprised when she received the bear. As for the engagement ring, Jack always hoped that one day he would be able to put it on Tu Tien's hand. Jack continued to open the cake and looked at it. He praised the cake for being very beautiful. He hoped that Tu Tien would like his gifts today. Then Jack brought everything to the dining table to continue arranging and decorating. He put the teddy bear under the chair. The cake was left on the table. Then he went out to scoop up the food and arranged them neatly and beautifully. The table that Jack had painstakingly prepared today was truly beautiful because he had put all his feelings into it. After preparing everything, Jack went down to the dressing room. He fixed his shirt neatly, and then quickly ran out to turn off all the lights because Tu Tien and his mother had also returned home. He wanted to surprise Tu Tien when she came in. Then he went upstairs to the kitchen and started lighting candles for the cake and quietly waited for Tu Tien to come up. As soon as Tu Tien entered, Jack lit a firework and the birthday song was played. Everyone sang the birthday song together for Tu Tien. Jack brought the cake in front of Tu Tien and told her to make a wish and then blow it out so that the wish would come true. Tu Tien clasped her hands and made a wish and blew out the candles while everyone clapped and congratulated her. Seeing that, Tu Tien was very happy and smiled brightly. Tu Tien was touched when Jack organized a surprise birthday party for her. She stood still, her eyes shining with joy and surprise. The lovely cake and the gift of a pure white teddy bear made her heart melt. Jack smiled gently and gave the gift, while his mother happily congratulated her, her eyes full of love. Tu Tien bowed her head slightly, hugged the gift tightly to her chest, and thanked everyone with a trembling voice. She was moved to say that she never thought that one day she would be able to celebrate her birthday. This was the first birthday in her life. Tu Tien thanked Jack and felt so lucky to have met him, the person who always appeared and protected her whenever needed. Then Tu Tien suddenly asked Jack about the engagement ring that he proposed to her last time, but she refused. Did he still keep it now? Did she want to borrow it from him? Hearing Tu Tien said that, Jack was a bit surprised. He took out the ring from his pocket and said that he always carried this ring with him, hoping that one day he would be able to put it on Tu Tien's hand. Tu Tien held the small box and said that now she would do it for Jack. Then Tu Tien took out the ring and gently put it on Jack's hand, which surprised him a lot. He also quickly took out the other ring and put it on Tu Tien's hand, and said that today she surprised him so much. They both looked at each other and smiled, their eyes filled with emotion and happiness. The sparkling gold ring on their hands was proof of their sincere love, a promise of a future filled with love. Both smiled, their hearts beating together. That moment was like a sweet vow that they would hold hands for the rest of their lives, together building a happy and fulfilling life. Jack continued to give Tu Tien the teddy bear, and she discovered the necklace tied on a bough. Jack took out the necklace and put it around her neck. A day with so many surprises made Tu Tien very happy. In the cozy atmosphere of the kitchen, everyone gathered around the table filled with delicious dishes that Jack cooked and meticulously decorated. The dishes were beautifully presented, with bright colors that made everyone admire and praise. Amidst the bustling laughter, Jack and everyone raised their glasses to celebrate Tu Tien's birthday. Everyone's eyes were bright, their smiles filled with joy and happiness. Tu Tien looked around with emotion, feeling the sincere love that Jack and everyone had for her on this special day. After raising their glasses to celebrate Tu Tien's birthday, everyone sat down to enjoy the dishes that Jack had prepared himself. Each dish had a rich, delicious flavor that made everyone praise it. Some people praised the golden roasted chicken. Others exclaimed over the crispy, cool, and flavorful mixed salad. The laughter rang out loudly. The party atmosphere became warmer and more intimate than ever. Jack watched everyone enjoy their meal, his heart filled with joy and pride because his efforts had brought a meal full of love. The atmosphere in the room was warm, filled with laughter and sincere feelings. A simple birthday, but the most memorable memory in Tu Tien's life.